So I'm going to play a propaganda film. I'm going to play a pretty good one. This is just a 1-minute video I saw on Twitter. It was trending. I think it's important. You know, I don't pay attention to much news, to be honest with you. I don't. So I don't know if people are still talking about COVID in the news. I don't watch the news. I don't really I just don't know. I don't keep informed on what mainstream news talks about. I subscribe to a couple of YouTube channels that do news, right? Like the you know, so-called progressive media on YouTube. Oftentimes, I don't see people talk about COVID. I don't know, but I don't watch, you know, I don't do anything about that. But I'm going to watch a propaganda film here on stream. It's 1 minute long. But it's a good propaganda film. Now, again, a lot of people have a negative association with the word propaganda. Propaganda is neutral. It doesn't mean good. It doesn't mean bad. Propaganda is typically referred to in a negative sense, but it doesn't have to be. And I consider all of my shows propaganda. I think propaganda is a good thing. I think I want to make people more likely to believe in what I believe. I want to project my ideas. But anyway, I saw this video trending on Twitter. It has a good message, short and sweet, under the hashtag COVID is airborne. I want to share this. This is from the Jon Snow Project. I don't really know what that is, but I saw this video. It's good. I want to share it. It's 1 minute long, so let's watch.
Right now, a deadly virus is in the air. It spreads like smoke when we talk. It spreads when we cough, when we sing. Even breathing quietly is enough to spread it. And just like smoke, the virus hangs around for hours. But it takes just seconds to breathe enough to get infected. Don't breathe it in. Wear a respirator whenever you're sharing air. Not one of those leaky surgical masks. Use a proper one, rated at least N95 or FFP2. This will stop you getting sick. Don't breathe it in. Open windows. Get the virus out and get fresh air in. Wear a respirator. Get fresh air.
So anyway, I just want to talk about that really quick, really short, really sweet. Hits a bunch of really good points. So, first of all, it's unfortunate, but it needs to be said that a lot of people cannot afford masks that are rated N95. That's sad, right? Our government, we are more than 2 years into this pandemic, and our government, fuck it. Our government doesn't give a shit. Masks are one of the biggest sources of price gouging in this country. The price, I wear masks every time I leave the house. And, you know, every couple of months, 6 months or so, I buy a bunch of them. And every time I try to do so, the price goes up. So, now it also needs to be said, isn't it really sad? Isn't it really sad that we need a video from like a private corporation or company like this to do what the CDC and the United States government is just ignoring? Isn't that insane? The CDC, the so-called Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Have you seen anything like this from them? They haven't done that. They don't care. Reminder, the CDC, the last time they were in the public eye was during the height of the original Omicron surge. During the height of the surge, they told everyone to go to work even if you're sick. They did big press conferences. Good news, everyone. Only the disabled people are dying. Meanwhile, 80% of Americans have a comorbidity that puts them at risk of dying from COVID. The CDC, during the height of the last surge that was talked about in the news at all, basically said, if you're sick, go back to work, who cares? The CDC is against stopping this pandemic. I think it's very safe to say that, right? The right wing, I made some tweets something a couple days ago. I had like a shitload of right-wingers storing my tweets telling me that COVID is a biological weapon that's going to kill us all, and also it's just the sniffles. And they were all arguing both of these things at once. Interesting. Right, so the right wing is a lost cause. They're fucking morons. Democrats, right? And the right wing encompasses Republicans as well as the Republican Party, neo-Nazis, fascists, whatever. It's all the same thing. Democrats, liberals, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They just don't. Joe Biden, when's the last time Joe Biden's talked about COVID? When's the last time Kamala Harris has talked about COVID? When's the last time Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, whatever, has talked about COVID? They don't give a fuck. They don't care at all. None of them care. Leftists. I consider myself a leftist. Leftists don't care. Leftists don't give a fuck. Nobody cares. I want to let you know. Every demographic doesn't give a shit. The only people that I've seen that are consistently sounding the alarm are disabled people. Why? Because they're they're at the greatest risk. So my opinion, I'm a left-winger. I'm a leftist. I consider myself an anarchist, communist, whatever label you want to use. I think anyone that even remotely even claims to share my political worldview should care about disabled people. Disabled people have been sounding the alarm on COVID the whole time. They haven't stopped. And yet, everyone else has just ignored them. Fuck them. Fuck you. Oh, now I got long COVID? Whatever, it's no big deal. Oh, your fucking family died? Oh, your mom died? Fuck you. Like, I'm just genuinely curious. I don't know about y'all. Do you have left-wing friends? I have a lot of left-wing friends, and a lot of them said, oh, I stopped wearing my mask. Oh, I don't care. Oh, COVID's not going to rule my life. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Excuse. Fuck the disabled people. Oh, that person's immunocompromised. I hope they die. I'm a left-winger. No, you're not. My opinion, if you are not talking about COVID, if you are not sounding the alarm on this kind of stuff consistently, I mean, again, it's aiding and abetting a genocide. It's that simple. If you go outside without a mask on, you get a virus and you transmit it to someone in your family who trusted you to protect yourself, you're aiding and abetting a genocide. It's that simple. You go outside without a mask on, you're genocidal. And I'm not gonna, oh, that's not fair. Oh, that's not fair. I'm not genocidal. Oh, okay. Ask your friends who are immunocompromised if they haven't died yet from being around you, how they feel about the fact that you're just throwing the virus around. It's genocidal. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Now, again, our government has given up. Our government, at this point, is pretty much pro-genocide. I mean, it's hard to argue that the government is doing anything about this at all. In fact, they're consistently trying to cover it up. The CDC posting these, actually, fake propaganda maps that just pretend that COVID is not real or anything. Right? Again, BA5. The WHO, there was a report a couple months ago from people within the WHO sounding the alarm that they decided to stop naming new COVID variants, even though they've got a higher transmission rate, more deadly symptoms, higher vaccine evasiveness. They don't want to name them anymore to reduce panic. Because when everyone hears a new variant, they freak out, and then maybe they won't go to work. And we got to keep the machines going. We got to keep these people in line. Right? Our medical institutions have been corrupted to the core. It's that simple. The only people you can trust are individual doctors, scientists, virologists, epidemiologists, etc., people that actually study the virus and don't feel beholden to these corporations, to these organizations that are basically censoring them. That's the only people you can trust, are individual scientists, individual medical doctors, individuals doing individual studies that are not beholden to these organizations or institutions. That's it. That's all we got to rely on. And they have also, along with disabled people, been sounding the alarm on this every day, all day. So again, I don't know what to tell you. Anyone who doesn't take COVID seriously is aiding and abetting a genocide. It's that simple. I don't care if you want to pretend you're a left-winger, if you want to pretend you're a liberal, if you want to pretend you're a freedom-loving conservative. You are aiding and abetting a genocide. And I hope to God that one of your family members does not die. But if they do, I hope you cry yourself to sleep every night, knowing that it was probably your fault because I stopped wearing my mask. I ain't gonna let COVID rule my life. I ain't scared. Oh, hey, Grandma, how you doing? I haven't seen... oh, no, Grandma's dead! Yeah, fuck you. That's my point. That's what my statement is on people. Again, literally, wearing a mask when you go outside is the least you can do. I'm not asking you to fucking... donate to organizations that are studying long COVID. I'm not asking. Like, just wear a fucking mask when you go outside. If you have the money to buy an N95 mask, get an N95 mask. It's not that hard. It's not, it's, like, a lot of people don't have the money. That's a conversation I'm willing to have. Like, if you don't have the money for it, you get whatever you can. Wear a cloth mask. Whatever you can. It's harm reduction. It's harm reduction. It's not about either 100% security or 0% security. If you're going into a battlefield, people are going to be shooting miniguns. Would you prefer to have a bulletproof vest on? I mean, they could still shoot you in the leg, right? They could still shoot you in the arm, right? I mean, hell, if they shoot you 40 times in the bulletproof vest, you might still die. But would you rather go in with the bulletproof vest knowing you might survive versus going in with nothing, knowing for certain that you're going to die? This idea of, like, binary, either something is 100% secure or it's not worth doing at all. What? Motherfucker, we got some dumb motherfuckers. Dumb motherfuckers. Stupid ass bitches in this country. Stupid motherfucking bitches. So anyway, COVID is airborne. Isn't it sad that private companies and organizations are doing a better job than the government-funded institutions like the CDC? Isn't that fucking sad? It's depressing. It's fucking depressing. But this is the state of our politics. No one cares. No one gives a fuck. Nobody. Nobody gives a fuck. I want to cite this poll from a couple of months ago. A poll that said that I think only 18% of Americans think COVID is a, quote, big deal. More people care about gas prices than COVID. Isn't that sad? Now, again, I'm not saying you don't have to care about gas prices. But, I mean, isn't that fucking sad? This country of selfish, ignorant, genocidal freaks is sad. It's depressing to live in this country. It's depressing. We need to declare a mental health crisis for all Americans. We got some fucked up motherfuckers living here. And then the rest of us have to live with the fucked up motherfuckers. It's sad.